Can blood money save a life? The heart-wrenching story of an Indian nurse trapped in Yemen. Imagine, you're in a country where you don't have full legal support, no strong diplomatic network to back you, a place where even your language doesn't defend you, and every breath you take depends on someone else's will. Now imagine being declared guilty of a crime you keep screaming you're innocent of, but no one is willing to listen. This is exactly what's happening with an Indian nurse, Nimisha Priya. The shadow of death hangs over her like a sword, and the only thread that can stop it is blood money. But what exactly is blood money, and can it really save someone's life? Today, we'll explore this deeply emotional and complex issue. But before that, if you're new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our latest videos. Now, let's begin this important discussion without delay. Nimisha Priya, a nurse from India who once cared for the innocent in the streets of Kerala, is now waiting for death behind the walls of a prison in Yemen. Imprisoned since 2017, she was sentenced to death in 2018. She stands accused of murdering her Yemeni business partner, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐵. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Nimisha claims it wasn't murder, but an act of self-defense. According to her, Mahdi not only subjected her to sexual and mental abuse, but also confiscated her passport, preventing her from returning to India. One day, she administered an injection to render him unconscious, but tragically, he died. The Yemeni court found her guilty and sentenced her to death. But amid all this, there remains a small glimmer of hope: blood money. The government of India and a civil group called Save Nimisha Priya Council are now holding on to this as the last ray of hope. But what exactly is this blood money? In Arabic, it is called diya. It is a provision under Islamic Sharia law which allows the family of a victim to pardon the accused in exchange for monetary compensation, if they are willing to forgive. In such cases, it is not the court but the family of the deceased that decides whether the punishment can be waived. This concept is clearly mentioned in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:178 and Surah An-Nisa 4:92. But this isn't just a financial transaction, it's a sensitive bridge between justice and forgiveness. The purpose of this system is to rise above the instinct for revenge and promote peace and restorative justice in society. When a victim's family forgives the offender in exchange for financial compensation, they are not just granting mercy, they are giving both themselves and the accused a second chance at life. In this way, it becomes more than forgiveness, it becomes a method to eliminate the possibility of repeated wrongdoing. Now, if we talk about Yemen, blood money is a legally accepted concept there, and the Indian government has already approved a sum of $40,000, which is roughly 34 lakh rupees, as blood money. But here comes a major setback. The family of the deceased, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐵, has demanded $300,000 to $400,000. That's around 2.5 to 3.5 crore rupees. They are not only asking for a large amount of money, but are also strongly insisting on qisas, which means capital punishment under Islamic law. And this is what is making the situation even more complicated. You might think it's just a matter of money, pay it and save her life. But it's not that simple. Yemen is currently in the grip of a civil war. The control of Houthi rebels, diplomatic instability, and India's limited reach have made the path to relief through blood money even more difficult. The role of the Indian embassy is restricted, and access to mediators for negotiation is far from easy. So the question remains, can Nimisha be saved? The straight answer is if Mahdi's family agrees to forgive her. But there are many barriers standing in the way of that if. First is the mindset of Mahdi's family, which so far has shown no signs of softening. Second is the funding. Save Nimisha Priya Council is raising donations in India, but gathering crores of rupees is no easy task. Third is time. If no settlement is reached soon, a date for execution could be set. This is a race against time, money, diplomacy, and ultimately, human compassion. Just imagine, a woman who once dreamt of starting a new life in a new country is now begging for her life in that very same land. Far from her homeland, far from her people, she now has only one hope left: humanity. There have been several cases where blood money has saved lives. In Saudi Arabia, an Indian citizen named Abdul Rahim was saved from execution after 34 crore worth of blood money was paid. That amount was raised through a joint effort by social organizations and the Indian government. The question is, can the same miracle happen for Nimisha? Now let's talk about the legal process. In Yemen, when someone is found guilty of murder, the court gives two options: either qisas, capital punishment, or reconciliation through blood money. But this only applies if the victim's family is willing to accept the compensation. The court cannot make this decision on its own. So far, all discussions indicate that Mahdi's family is taking a very hardline stance. They aren't just asking for money, they're asking for justice, which in their view means punishment. The Indian government has taken this case seriously. The Ministry of External Affairs, NGOs, and local intermediaries are all working tirelessly to convince Mahdi's family on humanitarian grounds. This is not just a legal battle, it's a diplomatic war. On the other hand, a large section of the Indian public has come forward in support of Nimisha. The hashtag #SaveNimisha Priya is trending on social media. People are donating, signing petitions, and urging the government to act. Because now it's no longer just about saving a woman's life. It's about fulfilling a nation's humanitarian responsibility. But the most profound question in this entire matter is, does humanity still have a place between law and justice? Will the intent of a woman who tried to escape abuse and exploitation not be considered? Is justice only about taking a life for a life? Blood money is a facet of Islamic justice that embodies the spirit of forgiveness. It suggests that if forgiveness is an act of humanity, then it must be embraced. That's why the Quran itself says, "He who forgives is the greatest." But ultimately, the power to forgive lies with the victim's family, and that's where the entire case is stuck. Now the real question is, how swiftly and effectively can the Indian government advance its diplomatic efforts? Will the help of local leaders and religious figures be sought? Will the matter be raised on international platforms? What Nimisha needs most right now isn't just lawyers. She needs a voice, someone to speak up for her, a family that can forgive, and a system that prioritizes compassion over punishment. This isn't just Nimisha's story. It's the story of every person who goes abroad chasing dreams, only to find themselves trapped in someone else's world due to a mistake, a helpless moment, or a tragic incident. The blood money system reminds us that the purpose of justice is not just punishment, it's also repairing society. If Nimisha is forgiven, that forgiveness will be a new beginning, not just for her and her family, but for the millions who still cling to hope. In the end, all that can be said is, we need both justice and mercy, and may mercy extend its hand before judgment, so that a woman who is someone's mother, daughter, and sister gets a second chance at life.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.